everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, then hi, my name is Caitlin, welcome, and today we are doing the first update for our No Pan Left Behind challenge, project, whatever it is. I don't really know what it's classed as. If you don't know what this is, basically I randomize a palette on the app Pretty Random, I think it is. It's the Wheel app. I randomize 2 palettes every month and I aim to use every single shade in that palette at least once. This just lets me get to know my collection a little bit more. I've been so focused on hitting pan on specific shades, I've kind of forgotten that I do have a wider collection, and this just lets me rotate through my collection, use every single shade in every single palette, and it just makes me fall in love with things, and especially if I haven't used that palette much, which is amazing. This first month we have been working on the Huda Beauty Wild Jaguar palette, and also, you may have guessed from what is on my eyes today, the Aha Honey palette from ColourPop. We've got really good progress, but just before we jump into it, if you have not already, please like and subscribe because it would mean the world to me. I do so many different project pans on my channel. Yeah, we're growing at a great rate as well. I'm overwhelmed. Every time I check my subscriber count, I'm just like, oh my god. Yeah, thank you so much. Wow, okay. So I'm gonna start with the Huda Beauty palette because, oh my god, we've used every single shade. I know it's not a big achievement because there are only 9 shades, but we've used every single shade in this palette and I'm really, really proud of myself. So we're gonna be rolling another palette in today to replace this one. So I'm going to talk you through a few looks. I do have pictures of some looks that I did. I want that to be a theme with these updates. I do want to show you guys looks that I've created with these palettes because I think it's going to be quite fun. So the first look that I did with this palette, and if I'm looking down, I apologise, I'm looking at my notes. So the 7th shade, which is this cream, I used to set the lid, and that is what I used to set the lid with most of these looks. Then I put the 8th shade, which is this black in the crease, in the direct crease. I love doing this. I love putting black right in the crease. Obviously not today because this is a very spring, bright yellow look. But yeah, this is right in the crease. This black is not very pigmented. It's not the most pigmented black in the world. It does take some building up. It is very dry, but we used it in the direct crease. We blended it out with the 4th shade here, which is a mid-tone brown. It is a really beautiful brown. I really love this brown. It is the perfect mid-tone. It's so buttery soft, so smooth. I love it. And then use the shade from my Pan That palette to blend that out. And then a shade from my Pan Those eyeshadows on top of the lid to make that really nice green shade. And then I also added this shade, which is the 6th shade, just to blend out the green and then the matte black, just so it wasn't so harsh. So yeah, I liked adding this just on the outer V to blend it a little bit. This is such a pigmented shade. It is so beautiful and buttery soft. And then in the inner corner of that look, this is the big reveal. We've actually hit pan in Sunburst, which is this shade from the Aha Honey palette. So that was on the inner corner for that look. I really love this look. This is the kind of look I've been doing quite a lot with my Pan That palette. Yeah, I'm really loving it. Really beautiful. Okay, so the second look was probably my favorite look this month. It was so easy, so simple. From the Wild Jaguar again. I put this shade here. It's like a very cool toned, neutrally purple kind of colour. I put it all over the crease, I put it all over the lid, and then I just topped this shade off on the lid. And it is the most beautiful, shimmery, translucent base, light baby purple. It is stunning. I've got to swatch it, I'm sorry. It is the most amazing shade. Can you see that? Oh, I adore it. I'm in love. And then I also topped this over it a little bit, just as a bit of colour. I don't like this shade. This is not a pigmented shade at all. I'm going to swatch it as well. You can see on my finger, I don't know if on camera it's coming across better than it is. But on the swatch, you can see it there. It's not great. It's not great. So I used that shade as well. And then 1 and 3, I didn't take a picture of it, but I did a very, very similar look to the first look, just with a gold lid, and then this one to blend out the black and then the gold. So that is all the shade, I think, is that all the shades? Yeah, that's all the shades in this palette. I love it, brilliant. So we're moving on to the Aha Honey palette. This palette, oh my god, I didn't even, wow, I'm so unorganized. One of the shades from this palette is in my A to Z project pan, so I hope that this is going up after that, otherwise I just gave a big spoiler. So this is the complete palette, I'm sorry about that. So let's talk about a look that I did the other day. I really love this look, I'll put it on screen now of course. In the crease, in the direct crease, I did use Sienna from the Soft Glam palette. It is part of my Pan Those eyeshadows. And I blended it out with Totally Buggin', which is this shade here. I love this shade for blending out neutral looks. It's like, it's a mix between like a yellow and an orange. It's so beautiful. It is so stunning. I'm wearing it today. I cut the crease and put Dandy on the lid. This shade, you can cut your crease with just this shade. You don't even need concealer. It's the most Hello! It is the most pigmented shade ever. I love it so much. The most pigmented shimmer. I adore it. I love it. It's so great. And then I put Palooza on the lower lash line as just like a little bit of a shimmer. Like it just added something more and I really loved how that looked. Ooh, it smells very nice in here. Don't look at you with your orange stuff. Oh. Hello. So that brings us to today's look. Let's walk you through. So I started off with Buzzkill, which is the darker shade in the palette. For me, saying that this is the darker shade in the palette, it scares me. As I said, I love my deep, really grungy looks. This really isn't that dark when you put it on the eyes, but it did add a little bit of depth, as you can see. I then blended it out with Totally Buggin', which obviously we've already used, so it doesn't count. Then I used Stinger, which is the pastel yellow, just to kind of blend it into my skin a little bit more. It's the last transition shade. I really like this actually. It's got a lot of kick up though. I then used Queen Bee on the lid. I did top it off with a ColourPop Super Shock, so yeah. But yeah, this Queen Bee shade is really pigmented, super beautiful, love it. So that means that the only shades that we have left are Sweet Spot, which is this like proper neon yellow, and Oh Behave, which is a more muted version of that. They're very, very similar shades. So I am keeping this palette in, rolling this one out. I am gonna roll in 2 more palettes, depending on what we get first. Hang on, I probably shouldn't say that. So obviously we've only got 2 shades in this, so I'm putting this away and I'm getting my Tiny Decisions app up to roll a new palette. If we get like a mega large palette, I'll only roll in 1, but if we get a little palette, I will roll in 2. Oh no. Ah! Well, to be honest, this might help me. It's the Juvia's Place Saharan 2. This is currently in my Project 10 uses. So I mean, I guess we're starting all over again with this. This will help with my 10 uses, obviously, if I'm reaching for it for multiple looks. This is a 9-pan palette, so I will probably roll in another palette as well. It's so beautiful. It is a beautiful palette. I just don't reach for it. I'm not inspired by it at all, and that's why I put it in my Project 10 uses, because I wanted to be inspired by it. I'm just not. I do have pan in the shade Aziza, as you can see up top here. But yeah, okay. I've got 2 beautiful blues to play with. Obviously, the blues will be no issue at all. Yeah, very neutral looks, really. The shade Tarza will clash with Sienna from the Soft Glam, which I'm currently panning, but I mean, I'm only having to use them once, so that's fine. At least I don't have to pull in another palette to sit on my sit on the top of my drawers, because it's already here. Alright, so I'm gonna roll in another palette. Watch now, it's gonna be like a 40-pan palette. So we are rolling, 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 rolling. What are we gonna get? I'm actually really scared. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, that's really nice. Okay, so this is the Huda Orange Obsessions. It's another 9-pan, so we're in luck. Alright, so I've not managed to get that much use out of this palette, but I really wanted to. It is a perfect spring palette. Spring is around the corner, it is ready, we are ready to rumble with this palette. It is super bright, super neon. I'm really excited. It's gonna go with the last few shades with the Aha Honey as well, which is so exciting. Oh, I'm so happy. There are some shades in this that I haven't even touched, which is criminal. But I'm really happy with this. Yeah, I'm really happy. Okay. So yeah, these are the two palettes rolling in. We rolled out the Jaguar palette and we've got 2 shades from the Aha Honey to still work on. I'm so excited. Okay, let's get use out of these 2. I'm buzzing. Okay. Alright guys, so that is the end of this video. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe. I feel like I was very I was talking a lot in this video. This is very different from a lot of the other projects that I do. I hope you do enjoy it. I really enjoy it as well. It just, as I said, it lets me get some use out of my collection. I'm glad that we rolled 2 small palettes in. I'm not quite ready for the commitment of one of my carnival palettes. Not yet. Alright guys, so that is where I'm gonna leave it. If you did like this video, again, like and subscribe. I literally just said that. Oh my god. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!